Happy Monday. Happy Wealthy Monday. Start of a brand new week. Come on in if you're here watching live or watching the replay. Just intending that you have an amazing week. We're in the last week of January, and it probably seems like a little bit behind the eighth ball to be having this conversation this morning, and it's always on time. This morning, we're talking about 3 revenue goals for 2025. So as you're joining, hey Marcia, as you're joining, just let me know that you're here. Say hi in the comments, how we do in our family. Send love to all of our wealthy sisters that are watching. This is going to be an incredible week. That is my intention for everyone within the sound of my voice, that you have the most amazing wealth attracting week that you can imagine. Hey, Jackie, good morning. All right, so I'm going to jump right into what I have to share with you today. And I want to start off with, at this point in the year, I'm sure everyone watching has already set a revenue goal. You've got all of your numbers out there, your spreadsheets working, all the things going, right? We're well on our way with our revenue intentions for 2025. And one of the things that I realized, so this is coming from me, my playbook, me, dissecting myself and realizing this was something that I was doing for years. I would start the year, I would set my intention for my revenue that I wanted to create and receive in my life. And then the more I, grew in business, so to speak, I recognized that there were things that I was just missing and it had never occurred to me to include these 3 types of revenues. So get your pen and paper ready. I want you to make sure that even though the year has started, it's never too late, right? It can be December 30th, and you can still write an intention for the year. It doesn't matter. Time is in the mind. But these 3 types of revenue goals is where I want to start this morning. So number 1, we always talk about top line revenue, the money that our businesses or our career brings into our household. And I actually, as I've been sharing over the last 8 weeks, that is a number that, write it, I'm sure you have it written somewhere, but the number I really want to encourage you to focus on when you're looking at revenue is a number that lands in your bank account. The actual, after taxes, after expenses, after everything, you're going to set a revenue goal. Make sure that you're putting your intention, your energy, your desire on a number that you actually receive. Because what's the point if you brought in $1 million and then you only took home 50,000? I don't know about you, but that doesn't work for me. So we are going to start with that top line number, right? And so if you're all here typing, go ahead and write revenue goal number 1 is revenue for me, money in my pocket, the actual money that gets delivered into my bank account that is available for me to spend on me, my family, my desires, my household. So revenue number 1 is revenue for me. Can I see you all typing that? If you're all watching live, go ahead and just type that in the chat. Revenue for me. Revenue for me. Make sure you are distinguishing revenue that comes into your business at the top line. That is great. You want to make $1 bazillion. Amazing. But the number that truly matters is the one that you keep. The money that you get to keep. There we go. Thanks, Rhonda. Revenue for me. Revenue for me. RFM, we call it. Oh, Suzanne typed it in French. I love it. Revenue for me, the money that gets kept in your bank account. Revenue goal number 2, and this is something that I realized I was not focused on. I was not putting any energy out there towards. And most of you probably, say it. We say it loosely, but we have no plans behind it. So I want you all, if you're listening, to type this next little statement, like hashtag wealth requires a plan. Hashtag wealth requires a plan. Anything to do with money, revenue, income that you want to attract into your life requires a written plan. It must be in writing. What I hear a lot is people jump on the bandwagon and they talk often about, oh yeah, I want, this amount of money. And it's a lot of talk, but there's no plan behind it. So we want to jump into that a little bit right now. And I love it. Wealth requires a plan. Thanks, Jenny. There we go. That's actually not number 2, Rhonda. That's just my little hashtag for today. Hashtag revenue loves a plan. Hey, Carletta, wealth requires a plan. Wealth requires a plan. So revenue goal number 1 is revenue for me. I am very clear about the amount of money I want to make this year and what portion of that I get to keep after taxes, after expenses, like revenue paid to Tasha this year, income to Tasha. Revenue goal number 2, this is revenue goal number 2, is this one. You want to set a revenue goal around passive income. Revenue goal number 2, passive income. I'm going to dive a little bit further into that. So can I see you all typing that? Revenue goal number 2, you want to be setting a goal in your life for passive income. What do I mean? This income comes to you without any crazy effort, exertion, hustle, grind, any of that. It is passive. It comes to you in an easy and relaxed way. And if that's, everybody talks about that. Oh, I want passive income, passive income. I want massive passive income. Great. But if there's no plan behind it, which I'm going to walk you through today, then you are just talking and you've actually not activated all the powers of the universe to receive it. So revenue income number 1 is set a revenue intention, a revenue goal for passive income coming into your life. Revenue goal number 3. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I operated in business for so long without ever thinking about this one. And revenue goal number 3, get ready. Revenue goal number 3, recurring revenue. Recurring revenue. Now, as soon as I say these 3 things, you're like, oh, Tasha, is that why I showed up on a Monday morning to hear these 3 things? I know that. I know. Maybe you do know, but do you have energy, intention, power, attention, the most powerful thing that you can give to any desire towards creating it in your life? Or is it just something that, you whimsically dream about, put it out there every now and then, think, oh, that would be nice. Like, that's not enough. That's what I'm here to tell you this morning. Love you. And that's just not enough. So what we're going to do is I'm going to encourage you today to take pen and paper, and I'm going to encourage you to write out intentions for these 3 revenue goals for yourself for this year. Number 1, what is your revenue goal for money that you kept from all the money you made, whatever your big number is? How much did you keep though? After expenses, after taxes, this is what you kept, right? So revenue for me is revenue goal number 1. Revenue goal number 2, passive income. Does not require crazy energy, effort, exhaustion from you for you to receive it. Revenue goal number 3, recurring revenue. Recurring revenue. So as I thought about this, the difference between passive. So passive is, for example, becoming someone's affiliate. There are products that like, love, you use them all the time. I promise you, especially if you're in somebody's coaching program, if you know a handful of people that would love to be a part of that program, just approach them and say, hey, do you have an affiliate program? All you're going to do is tell your friends about something you love and get paid for it. That's it. So it's passive. No crazy energy, effort, work on your part to receive passive income. There are lots of forms of passive income. Again, if you're not thinking about it though, you can't create it. Everything is first a thought, and everything requires attention, energy, and a plan. So what I would encourage you to do is set an intention for 2025 that says, you know what, it would be amazing for me to receive X amount of dollars either per month or this year in passive income. This is something that I did last year. I did it the year before, but I realized I didn't give it a lot of attention. I just kind of like lip serviced it. But last year I became very intentional around it, and it worked. So I'm just here to share what's working for me have with it, do with it as you would like. But I can tell you, I see a lot of people, the difference between actually having it work for you and not is that you talk about it versus you actually put energy, attention, and a plan behind it. So think of, start just asking the divine for ideas that are perfect for you to make passive income. Number 3 is recurring. And recurring means you did something one time, you did the work one time, maybe 2 or 3 times, right? You did it, and then you continue to make money every month from it. So if you don't have a portion of your income being recurring, actually there's a guy that I follow and he recommends that every business should have 60 to 70% of your monthly income be recurring. It's a goal for me. I'm not there yet. It's a goal, but it makes sense. Otherwise, this is why we put so much pressure, or we experience so much pressure with money, is that every month you start at zero. Every year you start at zero. There is no place in how you plan your money that causes money to be recurring for you, right? And so I am just going to encourage you to start think about there we go. Mia says it best. Passive income can be recurring, but it just means that you earn it without trading time for money. And recurring income means it happens every month like a subscription. So what I really want you to hear is when I say make a plan, this is not, you probably came here thinking, oh, Tasha's going to tell me how to make money in 3 different ways. No, I'm actually not going to tell you how to do anything. That's not what this is about. This conversation is to put your mind in creation mode, to get you aware that part of how I recommend you look at money and money coming into your business is to put attention, energy, and a plan written out. It doesn't matter if you know how to do it right now or not. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that, do you desire to have recurring income? Do you desire to have passive income? Do you desire to keep as much money as you make for yourself? If the answer is yes, is the answer yes, by the way, do you all want passive income, recurring income, and to keep as much of your conversation, as much as of the money that you make for yourself? Am I speaking to my people? Is the answer yes? Jump on and let me know. Is the answer yes for you all? Because that was a yes for me. And I realized that for years in business, I was only focused on that top line revenue. I wasn't even thinking about how much money I was going to keep of the money that I made. I was just like, oh, 7 figures, 7 figures, 7 figures. Well, that who cares? I would have worked really hard to create 7 figures and then only keep a fraction of it. That's not success to me. That's not success to me. So now I've become super intentional around, yes, I set top line number, right? The 7 and 8 figures. Yes, I do. I set that too. But then I become really clear how much money is going to go into Tasha and her family's bank accounts. And then I also say, and how much of my income would it be absolutely amazing to create in passive income? And this is just baby steps for me. I am not here to tell you I'm making 50% of my income is passive income. I'm telling you I'm starting, but I realized I wasn't even in the game because it wasn't part of my creation process around money and revenue and wealth. Okay. So number 3, hey, Angeline. Welcome back. You know what I mean? Okay, so the other part is, really setting an intention for passive and recurring income. Now, I had all these things that I was thinking about sharing with you in terms of ideas, but right now, Spirit is just saying, this is creation time for you. This will work the most powerfully for you if you go into accessing divine intelligence and asking, what are some perfect ways for me to start receiving passive income? What are some perfect ways for me to start receiving recurring income or creating it? This is not intended for you to go off and do this major, what we do. We go sign up for courses now and go do all these things. None of that is necessary. The only part that is required of you today is to say, yes, I would love to keep as much money as as much of the money I earn, yes, I want a part of my revenue to be passive. Yes, I want to have recurring revenue every single month. And then to say, okay, what is an amount that would be amazing for me? You can make this a percentage, you can make it a dollar amount, whatever works for you. Doesn't it the plan and you actually figuring out how to do it is not the stage that we're at right now. Today, we're just creating, we're acknowledging the desire for it, and we're saying, satiating that part of our mind that thinks and creates to see what it could look like. The way I wrote it at the start of 2024 is not the way it worked out for me at all. It did not work out exactly the way that I planned, but I can tell you by the time I got to December, I was creating somewhere between $78,000 a month consistently between passive and recurring revenue. And so now it's just a way for me to grow that. I want this for all of you. I want us as women to start every month with some money that's already naturally coming in. I want you to use your connections, your voice, your network, your everything to create passive income. No trading time for money. And the more you see how you can do it is the more you're going to want to do it. Right? So, yes, Charlene says, I'm going to be praying on this today. Great. I'm happy that, this is causing you all to think. All right. So the last part is, Mia, I'm so happy that you jumped in here and shared, because Mia is a financial advisor. She's a member of our sisterhood and also a wealth goddess. And Mia is going to be doing a session tomorrow in the sisterhood, talking about, I'm sure, all kinds of ways for us to look at our finances and generate revenue and income in different ways. So if you're not a member of the sisterhood, go ahead and join. Like, go to tashachen.com/sisterhood, look it up, join. Send an email to support@tashachen.com. Whatever you need to do, just come be part of the sisterhood today so you can be in that conversation tomorrow. We need to talk more about this, right? So what else do I have? Something else I wanted to say about that. Anyway, go ahead, join the sisterhood. The other thing that I want to say is, in the month of February in the sisterhood, we're going to be focusing on gratitude for your business. This is another way that you can use gratitude to generate more clients, more income, more opportunities in your business, is to just shower it with gratitude. You are in a relationship with your business. So that's our focus in a sisterhood for the month of February. And every month we do a new thing. The last month of January, we were practicing manifesting every day. Oh my gosh, the sisterhood was blowing up with all the things that people were manifesting. It's amazing. And if you are in the sisterhood, the Wealth Sisterhood, please participate. There's so much richness going on there. All right. So go ahead, tashachen.com sisterhood, or send an email, but join before February. Join actually before tomorrow so you can get Mia's class, and then definitely join us first Tuesday in February. The other thing I want to say is, those of you that are 2025 members of the Goddess Wealth Circle, you also just joined me for the Wealth Ascension Collective. It all starts this week. Tomorrow, I've been reading my Deservingness book. Tomorrow, we are going to be having a conversation about deservingness, because none of this stuff that we talk about with revenue, income, it doesn't matter how much money you want. If you don't believe you deserve it, deservingness is the gatekeeper of wealth. If you don't believe you deserve it, you're not going to have it. Period. The end. So I'm so excited. We're going to start with that tomorrow. I want you all to know, check your emails. You should have gotten an email with the Deservingness Masterclass so that you can watch it before tomorrow. You can do the workbook before tomorrow, because tomorrow it's just live. Let's talk it out. Let's heal our deservingness, all that good stuff. All right. Charlene, this is only for people who just joined the Wealth Ascension Collective. Remember, over the last couple of weeks, I've been inviting you to join the Wealth Ascension Collective. Those of you that are already goddesses for 2026, tomorrow at 12, we have our call. Okay? So make sure you check your email for all of that. Ladies, I want you to use today to connect to the divine intelligence, to really set, honestly, you could just set 5 minutes. Set 5 minutes aside to just ask divine intelligence, God, universe, source, spirit, higher self, whatever you connect to. Show me the way. Show me the way that is easy and relaxed for me to generate income in these 3 different ways. And then just write it down and commit to it and watch the magic happens. And as you get ideas, okay, let me say this. As you get ideas, you have to act on them. All right. Well, I love you all. Happy Monday. Happy rest of this amazing week. It's big things happening in my Wealthverse this week. Big things. I'm launching 2 new programs. The sisterhood's going great. Like, thank you, God. I am so blessed that I get to serve so many of you in such a powerful way. My constant prayer is that just by hearing the sound of my voice, wealth gets activated in your life. That's it. That's all I ask God for, right? So I intend that that happens in amazing ways this week for each and every one of you. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.